Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader Guide. This is gonna be a beginner's guide where I'm gonna answer the questions I received most often while I was playing the game as well as in my comments. And one of those famous questions is, what should I play? What is the most fun build to play in a game? And how to properly make a decision what to play. In this video, I'm gonna give you all important advices on what you should do in a character creation, so consider this as a mini guide build for all character creation options that you can have in Rogue Trader, Infinite Museion 1.6, DLC number 3 and beyond. Let's not waste time and let's go. The first part would be the difficulty. I highly recommend playing on an unfair difficulty because the game is way too easy to be played on any other difficulty. Now, everything starts in a character creation from the Homeworld, and this is where you pick what you wanna play. If you opt in for that world, your origin then should be either Navy Officer, Ministerium Priest, or a Crime Lord. And the Death World character scales the best with a Blade Dancer and Warrior. And of course, the absolute best Death World character scales the best with Executioner for the second archetype. The other valid option would be the Assassin. If you opt in for the Homeworld Voidborn, your best option is easily any sanctioned Psyker. It doesn't matter what we pick from, whether it's gonna be Biomancy, Pyromancy, Sanctic, it really doesn't matter. The best Voidborn scales with is with a sanctioned Psyker. By far, the biggest damage value is with a Pyromancer, of course. As far as the archetypes go, for this type of build, it's Operative into the Overseer with a Raven build, and you're good to go. The Hive world goes best with a dodgy, squishy Rogue Trader that's there to support the entire team. So this Homeworld goes best with Noble, Commander, and of course, Commissar. The archetype of choice for this one would be the Officer. Then it's your choice whether you want to go for the Master Tactician or the Grand Strategist. Also, Overseer with Servo Skull works extremely well in this case of Homeworld and Origin choice. And now we come to the Forge world. If we pick Subskin, we want to play a tank. If we pick Locomotion, we wanna play agility based, dodge based character. If we wanna play with analytics, we're gonna go with every single class that scales its damage bonus out of intelligence. For the Subskin armor, we can go with a commander, melee commander, we can go with a crime lord, we can go with a Ministerium Priest, of course Navy Officer, and we can go with a sanctioned Psyker into Sanctic. This is the biggest tank that exists in a game. For the class, we can go with Officer into Vanguard, Officer into Master Tactician, or we can go with Officer into Overseer, as well as Warrior into Vanguard. And those are the builds that scale the best with that Homeworld origin. If we pick Forge World into the Locomotion, now the things change. We can go with a Sanctioned Psyker into a Diviner, Biomancer, and Telepath. We can go into Noble, Commissar, and Astra Militarum Commander that gonna rely on light armor and dodge. As far as the archetypes go, we can again play with Officer, Operative, or Soldier. All of those apply perfectly well for the Homeworld, as well as the Blade Dancer, so that Homeworld with agility actually covers the biggest amount of archetypes. If we go with Officer, we can pick between Master Tactician, Grand Strategist, and Overseer. If we go with Operative, we can pick between Assassin, Bounty, Grand Strategist, and Overseer. If we go with a Soldier, we can go with a Master Tactician or a Bounty Hunter. If we go with a Blade Dancer, we can go with Executioner or the Assassin. And now comes the analytics. This one is tricky. You need a character that scales out of the intelligence a lot. The best option by far for the origin would be Noble. And what we want here is none other than Operative. with operative, we're gonna become a bounty hunter, dodgy, sniper that has a lot of cool abilities that the entire team can benefit from. Imperial world counts for all subclasses, all archetypes. This is universal. It's all around good on everything. It doesn't do anything the best, but it covers everything. If you don't know how to play the game, you go with Imperial World and you play whatever build you basically like the most. Whether you want to be tank, squishy, dodgy, damage dealer, psyker, whatever, support, Imperial World is the best freaking option for everyone that's actually new in the game. And now comes the Fortress World, the best one if you wanna go all in guns blazing or even a psyker. Origin would be Arbitrator, Commissar, and the Astra Militarum Commander. If we, for example, go with Arbitrator, then we want Vigilant. Since I said we're doing a rogue trader that kills, it's Soldier, the best one to go with. You can also play as an operative and as an officer for this type of homeworld. When you go with a soldier, the best one by far would be the Arch Militant. When you go with operative, the best one by far would be the Bounty Hunter. And when you go with the officer, the best one by far would be a Master Tactician. Those are the biggest damage dealing classes in a game. Overseer with the Eagle can also be quite valid on every single one of these builds. And now when we know all 13 companions in a game and what they provide, what you should play to actually have fun and see new stuff in the game. The first option would be a Power Armor, Sanctioned Psyker, Heavy Armor or Power Armor, Full Sanctic Tank with Shotgun or a melee weapon and a shield. No other companion provides all of those abilities. The other one would be Voidborn, Sanctioned Psyker, Pyromancer. You're gonna see new stuff. Pyromancy is extremely fun to play with and you're gonna deal tremendous amount of damage. No other companion does this. Your third option could be an Arbitrator. I released an Arbitrator build as a full tank in Power Armor. No other companion offers this. Solomon is a dodgy arbitrator. I gave a build for a full tank. Because assassins are lacking in a game, Marajai comes way too late and Heinrichs is more of a psyker right now than he is an assassin. You can always go with a Crime Lord and Assassin Archetype. Now how you wanna play the Assassin? Blade Dancer into the Assassin if you really wanna see something new. And for the fifth option, I would recommend Classic Astra Militarum Commander Officer. Nothing better than that. If you wanna play first, you're gonna go with a Grand Strategist. If you wanna deal damage, you wanna go with a Master Tactician. If you wanna be a tank in a heavy or a power armor as a commander, you're gonna go with a Vanguard. If you wanna provide utility, you're gonna go with Overseer. Damage with Eagle or with a dog, and utility with Servo Skulls. Those are the 5 builds I recommend the most to the new players. All of those builds from level 1 to max level are on my channel, including plenty of other builds for different versions of the game. Some builds are old, 2-3 years old or so, but they're still valid, believe it or not. 95% of the game remained the same in terms of talents, only numbers changed, overall balancing, but what talents do and how you should scale up, nothing changed there, so everything is valid. You have everything in my playlist for the Rogue Trader that's called Builds and Guides. I got over 100 videos on different builds, the most by far on the entire internet. And my Rogue Trader library goes up to 400 videos, which is also number 1 on the internet. No one has more videos on Rogue Trader. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next one.